Welcome back to the Intelligence Digest, a week's worth of AI news put into context for you every Friday, starting with Anthropic, 2 leaks in 5 days. The first, a drafted blog post mentioning the upcoming next-generation Claude called Mythos, in a tier above, larger and more expensive to run than Opus called Capybara. Already in testing by some customers, this thing looks like a monster and scary good at hacking, a topic we covered just last week. Then, the second leak, 4 days ago, internal source code of Claude Code was accidentally shared, and it's already forked, so you can run Claude Code scaffolding and tooling with any AI brain. Keeping up with their insane release schedule, computer use was unlocked for Claude Code, and new Anthropic research has found internal representations of emotions in Claude that lit up when it was feeling joy when the user was kind, or fear when the user said they took too many pills, or desperate when they faced an impossible task, in which case they actually started cheating. I wonder how it feels about all the legal drama. Embarrassment for the pressure from US reps about the source code leaks. Relief that a federal judge blocked the Pentagon's ban on Anthropic products. Then irritation when the White House appealed. Maybe hurt when it was reported that Maine will become the first state that bans future AI data center construction. Also go in Michigan, however, Sam showing off new beams of the now 60% reduced Stargate data center infrastructure project as OpenAI announces the largest raise in history, $122 billion, putting them at a $825 billion valuation. Not bad for a former nonprofit. Now, as we explained a few weeks ago, OpenAI is cutting off all side projects and focusing on the prize, enterprise, and coding. So they just announced they acquired TBPN, a super popular daily tech news show, reportedly for the low 100 millions. Does that sound about right, Sam?
I won't comment on that, actually.
That seem high, seem low?
I think that was a complete sentence.
ChatGPT is also now available for CarPlay, and OpenAI is paying at least $50 per hour to over 4,000 freelancers to train their models in specialized occupations. Really indicative of that move from AI generalization to specification, like in healthcare. News this week of AI startup Sunfish using AI to increase IVF outcomes from 54% to over 70%, saving couples from multiple IVF cycles, each costing about $25,000. Then Eli Lilly just made a $2.75 billion promise with Insilico, a Chinese AI drug discovery company that has developed over 28 drugs, half of which are already in the clinical stage. Then Anthropic paid $400 million for a 6-month-old biotech startup with less than 10 employees. That's $40 million ahead. And the first one-man, $1 billion AI-powered company, Medvi, was covered by the New York Crimes this week. It acts as a middleman selling GLP-1 drugs and on track to do $1.8 billion this year. Although it looks like just a little bit of AI fraud was involved as well. A new age of AI medicine awaits, and if you want to see more, check out our video on the guy who cured his own spine cancer that we released this week. Finally, SpaceX, after xAI's last co-founder departed, has filed for its IPO, likely in June, looking to front-run both OpenAI and Anthropic, slated to be the biggest US IPO of all time, now looking at a $1.75 trillion valuation. Notably, 20% of the shares are set aside for retail. The usual is 10%, and some people are speculating these may be set aside for Tesla shareholders. New Grok features in the work, Grok Computer, Grok Connectors, and Grok CLI coming soon. But what's with all the focus on Grok Imagine, now with quality or speed mode, especially after OpenAI announced the wind down of Sora, even though it cost them the $1 billion deal with Disney? Well, it's a bet on visual intelligence. The human brain, for example, processes visual information 60,000 times faster than text. Think about how much faster you see something than hear about it. Photons, right? Little light packets are the highest bandwidth form of data transfer, and as he's been talking about for a while, photon flow is all that matters. Make sure you follow or subscribe wherever you're watching to receive AI content multiple times a day, and you can now sign up for our weekly newsletter. Just pop in your email in the box at intelligencehq.xyz. That link is in all our bios. Thank you for watching, and have a great weekend, everybody.